Hey guys, welcome back to the Geekbox. So today I'm going to be doing a react video, reacting to this Canadians Feast in London video. Everybody told us British food sucks. Obviously, as a British guy myself, and sort of, well, someone that used to be a chef, and obviously I love a lot of the food that we have over here, and I also really love this idea that a lot of people have, especially that have like never been here or had like versions of our food, that we have really boring food. I'm always curious what people think in these videos, so I want to try this out. Obviously the channel link, video link I will set down below, and also below you'll find the link for today's sponsor, the Little Supplement Company. So for the best subs and the best health things that you need at a great price, you can travel over to the Little Supplement Company online and check out their Never Enough range and all their other stuff. And on either site that they use, you can put in the Geekbox as one word to get an extra 10% off every time you shop. That's the Geekbox over the Little Supplement Company. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get into the video. That's a really nice intro to the video.
If you hadn't told me that this is Britain's national dish, I would not have believed you.
Tikka
But here
masala.
we are in London eating Indian food. No, wait, British food?
Yeah, British food made by a Pakistani. Yeah.
Today we are back in the big city of London. It has been so long since we were here and we are extra excited.
And the video today is going to be about British food. I think if you ask around, ask people where they think the worst food in the world comes from, a lot of people are going to say here in England, so we're putting it to the test.
So we'll be finding out, is this some of the worst food in the world, or will we be able to prove that theory wrong? The first place we're trying out today is called Astro Cafe, and we got one of these. This is a Bacon Buddy. Now we just got it to go. We come over to a nice little park here, but
We got
this little
toasted.
guy was actually hard to find. Really, on their menu it was called a hot bacon sandwich, so hopefully that means Bacon Buddy, but we kept looking at menus around the area we're in and we couldn't find Bacon Buddy. Not really sure why, but I can't wait to try
Bacon
this
Buddy
for you.
is just a
So
slang
they did ask
term
us a couple of
for a
questions
bacon
when
sandwich.
we ordered it. One was what type of bread, white or brown bread. We went with white. Do we want it toasted? We said yes. I'm assuming that's the proper way to do it. And we added brown sauce to it. I think that's the proper way to eat it.
I said,
Wait
would
one sec. For brown sauce,
generally
people that don't
be
know what
the
that
way
means in
I'd
North
go.
America.
It's like HB
A lot of
sauce,
people
yeah.
don't, but
yes.
I suppose a bit of
And
crunch
for
from
those
having it
people in North
toasted.
America that are watching this, typically it seems when you order a sandwich like this with bacon on it, it's back bacon, or for Americans, Canadian bacon. Not sure why it's called that. We call it back bacon in Canada, and they call it back bacon, I think.
Yeah, that's streaky bacon's not very good. It's more a chop up for like cooking and stuff over here. The majority of bacon you get in Britain is back bacon, so bigger pieces, more flavour, better stuff.
Here as well if you get really intricate, but generally it just says bacon on there, but it's not going to be the typical bacon that you're used to. It's more back bacon. Well,
Alright.
enough talking. Let's actually try it.
Flavour.
It smells really good from where I'm at.
Definitely hit on the first bite. I like that we got it toasted because it adds a little bit of crunch to it. The bacon's not too chewy. Sometimes I find back bacon is like hard to pull apart, and you're kind of like pulling it with your teeth, and it won't happen, or it comes in one big
You gotta cook
bite.
it more
but
then.
This works really well. Also, really like that brown sauce, which I did not think I'd enjoy. There's a little bit of like barbecuiness, but also kind of sweet a little bit too.
Well,
Tangy
Anna's
brown
officially
sauce.
got me excited for this. This reminds me a little bit of home. I used to have kind of like bacon sandwiches in Canada, but certainly not with brown sauce, and certainly not with this kind of back bacon. So
I keep forgetting they're
try it.
Canadians. I keep automatically, my brain keeps going to America.
Well, already
sorry.
we're proving the British food theory wrong. This is absolutely delicious. It's simple, but it just works. But I do have a question
camera
for you
work.
guys. Is this like a traditional kind of bacon buddy? That's what we were hoping to get. Again, we couldn't find that on the menu. To me, the bacon as
Yeah,
a Canadian tastes a bit like ham, so it's like a gourmet ham sandwich. I mean, we're off to a great start here, you guys. There's lots more food to come.
Yeah,
Well,
probably
it's
beyond.
been a while since we were here. Huh?
Yeah, like I said, I
We're
think
actually
they've
hanging out
gotten
in Shoreditch
most
today.
way that generally I don't think most of us have it toasted, but obviously it's an option if you want. I normally like the softness of the bread. It kind of like soaks the flavour of the bacon into it as well. So, but that's just me personally.
Amongst all these like really, really old buildings, it's definitely easily one of our favorite areas. So one of the reasons we're back
Fair
over
enough.
in this place is we found another cafe, a restaurant that has a bunch of things we want to try.
So this place is actually packed, so we
Puppies.
couldn't get a seat. A little bit of a change of plans. We tried to figure out what we could take away and easily eat on the street. So we got one thing from this place, and we'll go somewhere else for the other items. But we got a Cornish vegetable pasty. So
Cornish
a
pasty
pasty,
in
if you are
London.
wondering, is actually just like a hand pie. It's usually filled with lots of different things. I think typically it's meat, but this one is I believe vegetarian. It was said vegetable.
Okay, I was going to say if it is vegetable, it's not a Cornish pasty. I literally come from down the south of the country, so you go a few clicks below me and you're in Cornwall, so we get a lot of Cornish pasties here. Cornish pasty traditional is seasoned beef, minced, with vegetables chucked into it. If you want a proper traditional Cornish pasty, the old miner style, it's actually sectioned off, so the half and half, or about a third of it, will actually have sort of like cream or jam separated into it as like a dessert, because the Cornish pasty was invented originally to go with the miner, so the thick crust was so the dirty hands could touch the thick crust and they wouldn't eat that part. So, bit of history for you.
It comes from the Cornwall region. We've actually tried these before in Bath, funny enough. I think they were quite a bit smaller there, but that was a few years ago, so maybe I'm just remembering wrong. This, I can tell you, is hefty. It's quite heavy. I almost feel like it's gonna fall apart, and it's also quite hot. So
Should have some weight.
You can see it's like basically like rolled on the edges. Actually, being just called a vegetable pasty, I had no idea what the inside was going to be like, but
Yeah.
it's basically like dinner on the inside. It's got potatoes,
Just a veggie pasty.
corn. I think there might be some like
They're okay.
turnips or something like that, and it's kind of in a gravy
So, no soul.
sauce. I believe it is vegetarian. It's probably vegetarian gravy, but maybe check if you're ordering this just to make sure it is. It's quite hearty. I think if I ate this whole thing, I'd be really full.
Next up, we're gonna try some
Sorry, that's
fish
me
and chips.
skipping
We've
past
come
their
over
advert,
to
so
Wicked Fish, and it
that's
just so
obviously
happens
not part
that
of
we
my
are
Mark
in
channel.
like an outdoor market. We didn't know that when we looked it up. I thought we were going to a restaurant, but we have a glorious looking piece of fish. I cannot wait to eat this. Believe it or not, this is our first time ever trying fish and chips in the UK. And you might be like, how is that possible?
See, this is where my burden is. I'm not going to go on a rant with it, but whenever I see in America they say they've done British style fish and chips, especially as I used to work as a seafood chef, I can tell you 99% of the time I see their version, it's nothing like what we have over here. Or they try and do a plain batter version, and then a lot of people complain that it's really plain, there's no spice or seasoning to the batter, because again, they haven't actually done what we do over here. That we use a seasoned batter. It's part of the flavour makeup, like how it's created. So yeah, I think that's what causes a lot of confusion when people do this comparison of foods, etc.
Well, we're from the Maritimes, Nova Scotia specifically, and Canada, and our fish and chips is incredible. Some of the best in the world, so I'm going to be putting this up against it, you guys. We'll see what's better, and we'll just see if this is good in general. Well, I have the lemon going here. Going to have to put this on the fish. I cannot
Do it
get
properly.
over the size of this. And also, can you guys see the chips or fries? We call them French fries,
battered.
but I know here they call them chips. But ironically
It's a
enough,
chip.
in Canada, the only time we call French fries chips is when it's fish and chips. So we kept that. That came from this part of the world, that's for sure. But let's try these on their own before I even try with ketchup. Oh yeah, these are good. Saw them hand cut, making these
See, that's a good
inside
fluffy
nice
chip.
and crispy, nice and golden. But more importantly, let's try the fish. Oh, look at this piece of fish, you guys. You can see the steam just coming off it. The batter,
Making me hungry.
super golden, super crispy. I'm gonna try this before I try with the tartar sauce. Oh, that's incredible.
Wow.
This place was rated really high on Google. I'm glad we came over here. Zero, absolute zero fishy taste, which is what I was hoping for. So it is haddock, which is definitely one of my favorite kinds of fish. I can't get over how fresh it is, but I'm gonna have to try it.
I'd say haddock's a stronger taste of fish as well. See, traditionally, most of the time it's cod. Obviously, you do get quite a range: cod, plaice, sole, etc. So, yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that. It's a nice look bit of fish.
With the tartar sauce. All right, let's get right in here. I'm just gonna keep eating this with my hands. Look at that. Oh, tartar sauce and fish. You cannot
Eat it with
beat
your
it.
hands. Way to do it.
Oh, Oh, that makes it even better. This is right up my alley. It's lemony, it's citrusy, and it's kind of a bit mayo-y all at the same time. It's the perfect.
I've noticed that Americans and Canadians, you do tend to prefer things with your sauces as well.
Food sucks. That theory, yeah. So far, this food has been amazing, and I'm gonna say this is just as good. Dare I say it, just as good as our fish and chips back home in Nova Scotia. I know you British people that are watching, you're gonna say, no way, this is better. This is exceptional, but I have just as good fish and chips over in our part of the world, but I love this.
I'm going to be putting this to the ultimate test because people that follow us regularly know that I'm not a fan of fish. Mainly just the taste of fish really throws me off. I do not enjoy it at all. So when I eat fish, the rare times I do, I need it to be not remotely fishy. I already tell you that this one is throwing me off a little bit because
yeah, show them that.
there's like,
show them that.
You can see
She's
like
got the worst fish to not want it to be
See
fishy.
the scales and the skin, but if I were you, I'd soak it up in that delicious sauce.
Should have had haddock.
And then
Just
sorry. Go for it.
I mean, if I can eat raw fish in Japan, I can do this, right? Right?
We'll see. This is not Japan.
Okay, it starts off okay. Nice chewy consistency to it. I like the batter on the outside, but like some fishy thing or fish to me, it's afterwards you either get that taste or you don't, and I definitely got it this time.
That's
a
haddock.
little too fishy for me. Most people would probably say this is not remotely fishy, but when you have a remote sensitivity to
Well,
it's a little bit fishy.
I'll eat haddock and I'll enjoy it, but I do find sometimes it's too strong.
It's not your thing at all.
Last time we did a food video was in Scotland, and
Give you
I
a
also
nice
ate
piece of
something I
cod.
did not
Ooh.
enjoy, which was haggis. So 2 videos in a row, 2 food videos in a row. I'm having things that I really don't like. So that one was definitely a hit with
Haggis.
Trevor, but not so much for me. But who knows? Maybe it's the type of fish. Like maybe I shouldn't be having haddock. Maybe it should be cod. Or maybe we just went to the wrong place and at other places it might be better. I have no idea, but you guys probably have favorite types of fish to make fish and chips with, and also probably favorite places in London. So leave us comments below and let us know where we should try next time and maybe the type of fish we should have. Switching gears, we have come over
We should
to a
come down
restaurant
here, it's
called
way
St.
better.
John Bread and Wine.
Seaside
We're trying
town.
to redeem ourselves with some dessert, and oh my goodness, this looks and smells absolutely amazing. This is bread and butter pudding with butterscotch sauce. I wanted to describe it a little bit first, but I see this ice cream is melting, so I really want to get into it. It's actually warm. I could feel it when I picked up the plate that the butterscotch sauce must be warmed up. So this is my first time ever trying it, so I had to look up exactly what bread and butter pudding is.
I
Basically,
would
it's
say
like
bread and
custard
butter
and
pudding,
raisins,
if I can speak.
and there's butterscotch sauce.
Traditionally done with like custard or cream or something.
Spicy.
Something that rich with it generally.
Like cinnamony,
But,
cloves,
again, London, they like to
nutmeg,
twist
flavors
things.
to it. But I'm gonna stop talking about it and actually try this before my ice cream melts. Alright, I have to correct myself already.
Bloody
I
hell.
assumed because that was
Christ.
melting on top that it was ice cream, but it's not. I believe that's actually the custard. It's very, very rich and creamy. This whole thing is such a rich dessert, but it's so good. The butterscotch sauce on top is absolutely phenomenal. The bread is really, really, really thick. Oh, this is so good. Trevor is gonna love this.
You guys that follow us regularly may know that this is the kind of dessert that's right up my alley, but what's fun about this is we don't eat a lot of dessert on this channel, and I can't wait to try it.
But you might-
Well, this is beyond a winner, you guys. Anna said it's rich, but oh my god, does it ever pack a punch? It just kind of slaps you across the face with all this delicious flavor. I love how soggy the bread is itself, like just covered in the caramel, and the custard on top. It's so funny because it does look like ice cream, but the custard on top makes it, and it's just sitting in like a pool of this like delicious.
Trying to figure if that's an actual custard they've got, or it is an actual thick point custard. Because obviously, you guys use different names than we do, so.
One of England's best desserts.
Well, it's the next day. I know sometimes when we do these food videos, you guys are like, how do you possibly eat all that food in one day? Well, we take a break. That is the answer. We were this close to trying this dish yesterday, but decided to give ourselves 24 hours and do it today. This dish, I think you're going to be a little bit surprised
Such
to
an
know
old
that this
school
is
London
in fact
market
British.
behind us.
So we've come over to a place called Tiffin Box to get this dish right in front of me. So this is chicken
Masala.
tikka masala, and it's an Indian dish, but it's also a British dish. And get this, it's actually Britain's national dish. A lot of people consider it that. It was invented, so they say, in Scotland, in Glasgow, Scotland, by a Bangladeshi chef in the 1970s. coming back here to the UK, especially England, I did not know that this dish was a British dish.
I absolutely love Indian
I've taken my own
food
think
and
on that. It is.
Nearly enough.
It's
Well,
made
we
in
do have it-
Scotland.
well, back in the day, we
British
used to always
dish
get
now.
butter chicken, but in the last couple of years, this has kind of become our go-to Indian dish. And I honestly had no idea that it really was from here in Britain and is considered such a British staple. So it comes with rice, and I believe.
I think a lot of people just think curry
Standard
means
came-
Indian.
We didn't order it extra or anything. It came with the dish when you order it. I'm gonna try it with some rice first. Whew, that is so delicious. Also, really, really spicy. I'm actually surprised at the spice level. Brits, you guys can take the spice. I really
I
would
love
have thought
tikka
that
masala.
British people in general are not big spice eaters, but this is definitely spicy. And I'm big on spice, so it's not like it's like I never eat it or anything, but it's so good. I love that there's cilantro on the top. I absolutely love cilantro.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a really nice
Especially
this is delicious.
in the cities and stuff,
Tender.
like where I'm from originally.
So I just
Spices.
love how red
Whoa.
the chicken looks, and you guys, we are outside
I love a good
right
bit of
now,
spice in my food.
and it smells oh so divine. Let's just eat it. So Anna is right. There is
Need a
so
masala,
much
man.
spice that just hits you right away. I'm legit shocked as well that British people like food this spicy. We are big spice eaters, as Anna said, but I don't think everyone can eat this, but for us, it's right up our alley. This is so rich. It's so smooth and creamy at the same time. You got all those kind of corianders and cumins and curries all mixed together. It's an absolutely perfect way to end the video today. It's really good with the rice as well. And again, I'm just legit shocked that this is British food.
Well, that was absolutely incredible. Maybe the best chicken tikka masala I've ever had. Of course, first time ever having it here in England, in London. So I guess the expectations
Yay.
are pretty good. Those
I
of
love
you that
people
are
who enjoy
actually from
food.
here or are familiar with London might be surprised that we didn't go to Brick Lane, but we actually ended up talking to a local a couple of days ago, and she recommended not going there. She just said it might be a little bit too touristy and maybe not
Yeah.
the best food.
So
I think
It's
we won.
we
It's
want to thank you
commercial
guys
street.
for
No
tuning
point
in
for it.
today to this British food video.
Right, obviously that's them wrapping up the video. So what do you guys think? I the fact they enjoyed the food. I think they picked some good things. Like I said, London has a habit of kind of breaking away from the traditional way dishes are done because they want to be on that more higher tier, upper street sort of thing, if you know what I mean. But like I said, I think they hit the main ones. Tikka masala. Obviously, it's Indian spices turned to a British dish by I think it said it was a Pakistani chef. So obviously, I love tikka masala. I mean, I love most curries to be fair, but tikka masala is a proper sweet spot curry for me. Especially as it's one I can enjoy with the family and it won't burn their ears off because their tolerance isn't as high as mine. Obviously the fact they got fish and chips. I think traditionally if you're going to try fish and chips over here, you should go for a cod and chips. That is the traditional fish and chips. But obviously haddock is the second most used fish and fish and chips. So as the lady in this said, does more of a fish taste to it. So for some people that's quite off-putting. Like some haddock's got a really strong taste to it. It puts me off. So, which is funny because I like a lot of things like lemon soles and stuff, and a really strong lemon sole I absolutely love. So maybe I'm a hypocrite to myself. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys, and as always, check out all the other bits on the channel that you want, and let me know down below if there's any videos that you'd like me to react to, or any particular topics for me to look to. I think I'm going to look at a few more of these like Americans, Canadians trying out British stuff, or the versus stuff, because that quite intrigues me, how the two cultures have run alongside each other but also picked up so many differences. Anyway, that's everything for now. Always, thanks for watching the video, love you all, and I will see you all out there.